Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. When Harris ran into Chad at the Brady pub, Chad encouraged Harris to sit at his table. "What are you doing here alone on Christmas?" Harris inquired. Shrugging, Chad said he just needed some quiet time to reflect on the mistakes he'd made that year. Adding that his children were with Doug and Julie, Chad said. Chad inquired, "What brings you here?" Harris acknowledged that he was stuck somewhere. "I was planning to spend it with Ava, but the universe had other plans," said Harris. It wasn't Harris' first Christmas breakup, he said. Divorces are difficult at any time. However, the holidays? "Oh no," murmured Chad. Unlike Harris, Chad observed. He knew why he'd been rejected. "I made a mistake that cannot be forgiven," remarked Chad. Harris added, "I made a mistake too." Harris admitted that, while intoxicated, he had kissed another woman, but he did not mention Stephanie. However, Ava is incapable of forgiving. "Is there any way you and Stephanie can resolve your differences?" Harris inquired. Chad gave a nod of his head. Everett entered. Everett and Chad exchanged happy Christmas wishes. "Harris, this is Everett Lynch, the guy who replaced me in Stephanie's life," Chad said. Everett emphasized that Stephanie and him were merely friends. "Stephanie made it very clear she's taking a break from men and relationships," Everett stated. Chad said, "Well, pull up a chair then." Harris questioned Everett about how he knew Stephanie as he sat down. "That's right," Everett said. He had worked with her in Seattle. The relationship had been more than just professional, Chad remarked with a laugh. Everett gave a yes nod. "I just didn't feel the need to get into all that right now," Everett stated. "You were being tactful." Laughing, Chad said. Chad observed that Harris was unfamiliar with Stephanie. "You may be asking why she captivated both Everett and me so much," Chad remarked. "She's kind of irresistible." "Stephanie was a fantastic lady," Everett agreed. Harris asked about Everett, changing the topic. Not wanting to talk about himself, Everett questioned Harris about his experience as a Navy SEAL, assisted with his work as a police officer. "Not with the case I'm working on right now," Harris said. It was a terrible coincidence, Chad thought, that the three of them had shown up in the pub by themselves on Christmas. "It ought to become a custom," Chad remarked. Chad laughed at Everett and Harris, and they agreed. Chad said it was more enjoyable than the uncomfortable get-togethers with family. Despite not having any family in the area, Harris was glad to take a vacation from work with Chad and Everett. "You're on duty on Christmas?" Everett inquired. "In order to allow cops who had families to spend the holiday with them." Harris acknowledged that he had volunteered. "So far, it's been fairly quiet," Harris remarked. Everett inquired about Harris' troubling case out of curiosity. Harris clarified that drug-related offenses had increased. "My gut instinct tells me with the activity, there's a new player in town," said Harris. "The mayor and municipal council," Harris continued, "have been putting pressure on the commissioner." Everett shot back, "So the commissioner is probably breathing down yours." Harris gave an affirmative nod. Everett mentioned how similar their occupations were. "We both got to keep digging, follow all the leads, leave no stone left unturned," Everett stated. "Exactly. And that's exactly what I plan to do," Harris declared. Chad quickly looked at his phone and realized he had to go pick up his kids soon. Everett complimented Chad on his children's sweetness. "I'm grateful. My greatest achievement to my pride. That is, mine and Abby's," remarked Chad. A tip concerning a cocaine shipment came over Harris's phone. Harris refused to ride along when Everett asked if he could. "Maybe fill out all the paperwork from the city attorney in case you get yourself killed," Harris said. Harris was given Everett's card, and he was requested to phone him if there were any updates on the case. "It could be nothing, or it could be the break I'm waiting for," Harris stated. Everett and Chad discussed the drug problems in Salem after Harris left. "I get the feeling from Harris that the situation is spiraling out of control," Everett stated. "Breaking the scoop might be huge for the paper," Chad acknowledged. Some people who won't talk to a cop might talk to a reporter, Everett stated. All right, daring investigative reporter. Ready to gain your stripes, sir? With a smile, Chad inquired. Ava and Stefan met on the docks. How long is this supposed to take? Asking Ava. This is how it works, you know. We're informed that a shipment is on its way, and we must be present to accept it, Stefan remarked. How's Gaby doing? Asking Ava. Stefan said, I've never seen her so scared. Stefan claimed that the infirmary staff had been cruel and heartless. Does Gaby know that what happened to her was because of us? Asking Ava. She is now fully informed. Attempting to watch her back, Stefan remarked. Gaby's imprisonment for a crime she did not commit was horrible enough, Stefan said, but he was afraid of what would happen to her if she was not freed soon. I went to EJ just in case you were wondering how anxious I am to get Gaby out of there, Stefan admitted. I asked him for help to get rid of Clyde. Ava's gaze expanded. Are you crazy? How did you inform him? Asking Ava. Stefan acknowledged that he'd told EJ the whole truth. What happens if he exposes everything here? For heaven's sake, he's the DA, Ava snarled. Stefan informed Ava that EJ was related to Clyde and was a Demira. It is all irrelevant. He rejected me, Stefan whispered. Ava became enraged and screamed at Stefan for making things more difficult. Stefan maintained that Ava had done nothing to assist in fixing their issues. Ava noticed that they couldn't turn against one another after taking a long breath. Let's just focus on what's going on here tonight, Ava replied. Stefan concurred that they could not risk provoking Clyde's fury once more. Stefan sighed, regretting Ava's breakup with Harris. It might have been nice to keep tabs on what the police know. What they're doing, Stefan remarked. Ava became enraged and reminded Stefan that he had told her dating Harris would be too risky. Just so you know, I didn't end our relationship because I was worried he would find out what we were doing. I ended our relationship because I didn't want to risk him getting caught in the crossfire if things didn't work out, complained Ava. It seemed like Ava had truly cared about Harris, Stefan thought. This has got to be a new low, Ava grumbled as a man delivered the shipment. Acquiring narcotics on Christmas Day. Stefan expressed his hope that the police had taken the day off, in contrast to drug dealers. Ignorantly, Stefan opened a bag to make sure the medicines were in the package. That's a lot of pills, Stefan said in a low voice. Harris cried out to them as Stefan pointed out that they had to bring the package inside. What's going on? Harris inquired. Justin was greeted by Maggie and Sarah at the Kyriakis mansion. Justin clarified that Bonnie had sent her love and was with her daughter and granddaughter. And speaking of beautiful babies, where is your little one? Justin inquired. Right here. When Sander and Victoria, the infant, entered the room, he explained. Sarah ran to greet her daughter, squealing. Did you have fun at Daddy's house? Stated Sarah. Maggie and Justin glanced at each other, grinning. It looks like you have certainly taken to fatherhood, Justin replied. Beyond my wildest expectations, Xander exclaimed. Sarah and Xander exchanged a smile. Maggie let out a gasp upon seeing Alex and Theresa come in. Alex gave Justin a hug. Maggie remarked, Alex, I'm so glad you came. I wasn't going to, as you know, but out of respect for Victor, my father, I decided it was the right thing to do, Alex said. Maggie nodded and said that the first Christmas after Victor's death, his family would have wanted to be together. That being said, it is the primary reason I wanted you to be here. To reconcile, Maggie murmured. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any updates.